Disclaimer. This video, like all videos featured on this channel, is definitely intended for mature audiences. This video is likely to contain profane language. Content is inappropriate for minors. Video is not for kids.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of mercy. How's it going?
Ah, yes. Hello. It's the Dr. Greenthumb Show live on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, BeReal.tv, everywhere else. Welcome to it. We got a very special guest up in here today. Legendary designer Jeff Hamilton is in the building with us. Yes. Thank you for sitting in with us, sir.
Thank you. Honored to be here with you.
Right on. And that is a very cool coat you got on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I got to say, the splash is everything.
Immaculate.
We also got the legendary Psycho Leezy up in the building.
Salute. Cheers. Happy Tuesday, y'all.
Yes.
Salute.
And then the Treehouse crew, Bolton, Blombo, Bra, and the Dominator.
Shout out to Leezy for rocking that Xmas sweater today.
Word. And the one and only Tank Tone is in the house. Oh, man, if people only knew what Friday after the show was like. Oh, man, we should have filmed that for you. Back in the building, the rolling champ.
Yeah. Back from the busy week.
Pedro, a.k.a. the hydraulic one. What's up, man?
It's cracking.
It's all good. It's good to have a champion in the building, man.
Champion sound.
No runners up.
No runner up. Baby.
Not today.
That's for sure.
Sorry, Aton. My
Not
bad.
ever.
Hey, Tom, you gonna submit that ring clip?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll get that to submissions. You get that clip to submissions, Aton. I gotta say, I want to give you props, Mr. Hamilton, because you created some really cool things in the course of the time you've been designing. And one of the most iconic ones, at least here on the West Coast and in basketball is the Kobe Jack. The one he wore where he's,
When he held the trophy.
Yeah, when he had the trophy. When they just won.
In Philadelphia.
He's got the jacket you made.
Mm-hmm.
And you only had made two of those to begin with, right?
Yes, I had made. I previously the first jacket I made for him was when he won the first championship in 2000 when they won against the Pacers in LA.
Yeah.
And so I only made one for Shaq and for him, and then some of the players got it. And 2001 we're in Philly. That's where he. I just got in the jacket. So the interesting part about that time was that. We didn't know where Kobe was. Everybody was looking for him. We didn't know the trophy was missing. We didn't know where he was. So I said my best bet is to be behind the iconic photographer Andy Bernstein, who took all those amazing pictures over the last 40 years, and I stood by him, just right behind to look at it. And then we kind of like started digging in, and he was hiding in the showers, and he was having a moment, like a meditative moment. He was just going through, I think, personal issues.
Yeah.
I don't know in details what it was.
This was the photo here.
Yes, and he was just at the time, and then he was just by himself, like just completely ignoring everybody. We were only 3 people there, and when we took that picture, it was so. I feel like it's been 20 years ago, but 21 years ago. I still feel like I'm in that room right there, and the energy was palpable because he was just so sad. Even when I took pictures with him after the fact, he was sad. An interesting thing about that picture is when on some of the pictures, when you see the reflection of on the trophy, you can see me in the back. In the back. At the time, there was 3 jackets because I always used to make one for me. At least I would walk into the
Right.
locker rooms and I had the jacket to go with it.
That's awesome. You still have it?
No, I don't. No, I don't, because I ended up selling it many years after, because and I'm still making that jacket. That jacket still was my most popular jacket. The last time I had it was when I loaned it to ASAP Rocky, and he wanted to perform at ASAP Yams on January 14, 2020, which ironically was like 2 weeks before Kobe's death.
You said he was sad, right?
Yeah, he was very, very sad.
Why was he sad when he had just won a championship?
I think there was some personal stuff that I'm allowed to say, but I know there was some personal family issues that he was having.
And I would imagine it's a lot of emotions because, you know, it was in Philadelphia.
It was in Philadelphia. I think, you know, I mean, might not be a secret. His parents were not there.
Yeah.
Witnessing his championship.
Yeah, because they had like disconnected.
They had a disconnect, and I think that's what it was. And and that big picture became so iconic. In fact, I mean, just right before we just walked in here, ESPN just posted a picture of Messi with a knockoff of my jacket, with putting all the years that he's played in the World Cup, and actually it's a messy picture of it. It's just posted it on my story right now.
Is he
Holding the trophy?
Yeah.
The same thing, but all the various trophies that he won in
It would have been cool if he would have had a jacket already.
I know it would have been cool.
Did you think to make, you know, did you think about making Messi a jacket?
No, for many reasons. First of all, I don't do anything with soccer yet, though I'm contemplating. I've done a lot of stuff. I've done jackets for Messi, for Paris Saint-Germain, and Mbappe as well, and Neymar and Cristiano Ronaldo. I've done all those guys. I've done jackets for, but I'm born in Morocco, so for me, it's
right.
I felt Morocco was like my favorite for me. Though really, I still have a French passport, so I couldn't lose either way. Either way, it was going to be okay. And then when Messi was there, obviously I'm such a big fan of Messi. I mean, I was not mad that he won the cup. It was just an amazing thing, and it's so amazing that even us Americans, that we don't care much about soccer, to be very candid. When World Cup comes along, we all, especially if we have kind of a Latin descent, or like myself, I grew up in France, and Morocco for me was just, soccer was a big deal for me. But even though it's a big deal, I mean, I don't watch soccer all year long. I mean, I only wait for the World Cup to get excited. And I have to say that, I was coming back from Mexico City, and I watched the whole game on the plane. It was pretty amazing. What an amazing game and amazing finals.
Yeah, amazing finals. Is one of the most exciting in history, right?
Oh, by far, I think, yeah. Or whatever. I remember my first World Cup that I saw, and of course I'm dating myself. It's like my first one I saw was in 1964 that I can recall. I'm 67 years old, so I've had a lot of World Cup.
Well, you don't look it. That's good. You better take care of yourself really well. Man, it's you said something interesting. You said, like, up until before Kobe's passing, that your number one jacket was still the Michael Jordan jacket.
Yeah, and for me it always has been my favorite one, because I mean I kind of like, organically we develop an idea that every time somebody wears a trophy of any kind, everybody needs to have kind of the jacket. So in a way, my first jacket I made for Michael was in 91, when he won the first championship in Los Angeles, 92, 93, 96, 97, 98. Obviously the 98 was the biggest one. But the idea was that when you win a championship, the biggest reward that you ever get is that ring.
The ring, yeah.
The problem is the ring comes in 4 or 5 months after you win the championship.
Right.
So, we in a world where we want instant gratification. We want, like, right away.
We want it right now.
We want it right now.
Yeah.
We just don't want to wait to do it. So, and kind of like organically develop the whole idea that as soon as we have that, I'm in the locker room, Michael says, "Jeffrey, where's my coat?" And he just gets a coat, grab it, and put it on, and then he doesn't leave the jacket for 2 days. On the plane, everywhere, coming in, and then of course, and mind you, this is way before social media or anything like that. So everything is kind of like viral through ESPN, through people, through Sports Illustrated, through things like that. That's how people know it.
Yeah.
Magazine.
When you first made the jacket for Michael, how much would that have been worth to sell it, like right there as at that time?
It was already expensive. It was like a $2,000 retail jacket.
And what would it sell for today?
Today it's $6,000.
Wow.
So
That, I mean, it is a badass jacket, man.
so things
Three-peat jacket at that, huh?
Look at that.
repeat the three-peat.
Repeat the three-peat.
Awesome.
And they did.
Yeah.
That's sick.
They sure as hell did.
And for me, I mean, always will be. Michael is the goat for real for me forever, And fortunately enough, I've known him since 1986, and I still do things with him. I still work on a couple of projects with his kids as well, and I'm still feel like every time I meet him, and I met him 100 times, and I still feel that the 2-year-old little girl that goes to Mickey Mouse for the first first time, and she meets Mickey Mouse. So my legs are trembling, my heart is beating, and I still feel like that feeling.
Yeah, when we meet the people that we like look up to and hold them high up, man. Like you may not be, you may be the most calm person in front of everybody in the world, but that one person will make you feel that crazy. That when I met Magic Johnson for the first time, we were playing a show for Smoke and Grooves concert series, which was like a festival, and we were playing the Gibson Amphitheater. Used to be called Universal. Now it's Harry Potter World.
Yeah.
In Universal Studios.
What? That's what it used to be?
Yeah, that's what it used to be.
No way.
I saw the Deftones there many a nights and almost got in a couple fights during your shows down there. But they were legendary, my friend.
Of course.
But this particular night we're playing and Magic Johnson shows up with there's a lot of celebrities there. Brian May from Queen. And, I met Magic, and this is, someone we watched win championships with the Lakers as kids.
When I moved to America, my first, I always was crazy about basketball growing up in France, and I had posters of Will Chamberlain and Jerry West and Lou Alcindor at the time, and I was crazy about basketball because I loved all the American culture. When I came to America, first thing I moved in, I mean, there was like 1980 when the Lakers were starting to play and Johnson were in and I always was a Laker fan my whole life. So I mean I kind of cheated a little bit when Michael was playing, so I could not help being a Michael Jordan fan. So I have one thing that I'm very proud of is that I went to every single finals games Michael ever played.
Oh,
and I have every single ticket of that, And I went with him to the Olympics. I traveled the world with.
Wow, you got to travel with Mike, huh?
Yeah, so it was.
You got any Jordans?
He's got every Jordan ever made. I would imagine.
A few.
He got a Jordan for every jacket in the closet.
Or more.
Did you always started off as doing jackets, or you used to do clothes? Or?
No, my real background was like, I'm Jewish, born in Morocco, and grew up in France. My parents were bookkeepers, and I was a pretty good student. And in school, I loved math and I loved physics, and I was very good at it. And I just always I love math and physics, and that's what I wanted to do. And my biggest dream was one day to become a CPA. That was like I felt like I had some kind of artistic talent, I mean, I played music and I painted and I played guitar, but not like really good, but I loved what I did, and I kind of had my own little taste on everything that I did, and got married when I was 19 years old, and hated France. Hated my Jewish community, my family. I mean, it's not like not hated it. I mean, I love my family, but I hate the fact that I was controlled and I could not just.
You were boxed in.
I was boxed in, not necessarily by my parents, by the rest of my parents were very humble and beautiful, but the rest of my family, and and I felt there was no room for me to grow. And I really had that ambition though. So I came to America. Married was 19. I moved in when I was 24. Didn't like the French people. I love France. I love everything about it.
Too much attitude.
Too much attitude. Too much. No room for growth and no room for to express yourself and to be yourself. And I said, I don't care. I'll come to America even if I do work in a car wash. As long as I can, support my kids and live a happy life. I just want to experience it. And and
You want to break the routine.
yeah, but in hindsight, I mean, there's no way I could have done that in the end if I was not 20 years old, and I was completely irresponsible to do it. So I moved in when I was 24 and barely spoke English. I came completely legal. I came without a green card. I came as a tourist and kind of like mojado. I just came in and just
Worked your way in.
and completely legal. And I start working the streets like right here, like on around the Santee alley there, and just going from one store and going to another store, doing whatever I could do just to make a living. And then one thing led to the other. So I'm making like a couple of dollars here and there. I just was buying from store A, selling to store B, making $2 a piece, selling 50 pieces, and then, and I started doing okay. I mean, when I'm doing okay, I was doing like, a couple of $1,000s a month, enough to because the first 6 months.
Enough to live.
When I moved in 1980 to Los Angeles, I mean, I was living like on a couple of dollars a day, just besides my rent was $600. I bought an old beat up Maverick, to move me around. And my priority was to make sure my kids and my son and my daughter had enough to eat every day. And then one thing led to the other, and just, I was basically jobbing. I was in a building, actually the building on Broadway where right now the Ace Hotel is. Wow. And I had a 400 square feet building, office, I think $600 rent a month. And up and down the elevator, there was a French guy that was in, always well-dressed and very elegant. But at the time, I was dressed well also. I mean, I was like funky. I mean, and we start kind of like saying hello, talking in French, and we kind of befriended each other. And there was George Marciano, who was the one who founded Guess Jeans. By the time Guess Jeans was not invented yet, and they were doing some kind of women's shirts. And
wow, that was early in the game.
That was 1982.
80s.
82, yeah.
Wow.
So we were not, 81, 82, I was really not happy with what I was doing with the jobbing. I was really not, I was making a living at that time. I already had bought like a Mercedes, I took over a lease for like $350 a month from somebody, and actually bought a house in Encino. I mean, that after 2 years already, and, the house was $200,000, but, I came, I think I came with 20 grand down, and the rest I was, at the time, you could assume mortgages and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, it was all a different game. And we kind of befriended each other. And then they started Guess Jeans. And Guess Jeans start taking off. They start, they were not doing a lot of sales, but they were already doing deals.
There was some hype happening with them, yeah.
I was rocking them back then.
I used to wear Guess.
The men didn't exist yet. The men didn't exist. So I came into them and I said, really, I'd love to do something. I mean, I understood the concept of licensing. So that was something that for me, that was an advantage. So I said, why don't you let me license the Guess name for men? I said, no, why don't you come and work for us? I said, no, I really just, I'm 25, 26 years old. I've never worked for anybody in my life. And I try to be independent. I just don't want to deal with anybody. So I end up... I don't know what's in a magical way. I was able to negotiate, and
they gave you the license for the men.
License for the men's.
Wow!
So I started the company in January 15, 1983, with $22,000.
Give them a round for that.
Oh yeah!
Come on, man.
So
Yeah, the mid '80s. That's when we was rocking them.
at the time, I mean, I used to tell people I had 60,000. That's like to exaggerate to say I had capital to start a company, And I don't know how it was. Everything was magical at the time, It seemed I had never designed a piece of clothing in my life at that time.
That was your first big break there, right?
That was, yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't even know you need a pattern to create a pair of jeans. So I didn't even know what to do. So I kind of like tried to inspire myself from the women's line. but I didn't like it. For men, it did not. It did
It didn't
translate
have the
well.
same. Yeah, it
You
didn't have
cannot
the
translate like a man's jean with a zipper at the bottom or something like that, or a vest. Or so kind of like went through my closet and I said, I like this, I like that. I changed this, I put this. Maybe I'll put a little leather in here because I was always attracted to leather. I don't know why, but that's how my
Leather King.
I became
80s.
in the leather. So
80s is all leather.
and basically, the first couple of months I did $17,000 for 3 or 4 months a month, and then 5 months later, in August 1983, I'm doing like $100,000 a month. You know, by January I'm doing $600,000 a month in sales. By January '85, I'm doing $5 million a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So and 1980, I mean, of course, at that time, I got my green card, 300 employees working for me. I think also my ego is like, I feel like I'm controlling the world here. I'm the king, so
Yeah.
it's me, it's all about me. So, obviously, you had the girls, I was married, but I had also,
Like it happens, it happens.
I didn't have, never did any drugs in my life. I mean, I only started smoking weed maybe 10 years ago, so 12 years
You
ago.
got enough years now under you.
I
That's,
still
that's
have
veteran.
So now I'm a veteran right now. So, and I still don't know how to roll it, but that's why
Well, we have
is good for me.
classes here at the Greenthumb University. We could fix this. Yeah.
Got the in-house champ.
I'll ask Pedro to teach me.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, don't ask Aton, ask Pedro. Oh man. I mean, that must have felt good though, because I mean, coming from France and like starting with absolutely nothing, and trying to get a sense of yourself and live more free than you were down there, and to like get an opportunity like that and turn it around, because they would have loved to have had that success on like, again, they tried to get you to work for them, but
No, they were very successful in the women's on their own right. I mean, they were amazingly successful in the women's. So, but the interesting part of it, and that's kind of where all the write-ups were coming, is like, here we come up with my big French accent. Listen, I've been here 43 years. I still have the accent. And I'm selling.
it used to help you with the ladies, huh?
Well,
It still does, buddy. I know it does.
Easy.
I played the fifth on that, but
All right. We'll take that.
but selling jeans to Americans. Imagine, I mean, at the time, the only game in town was Levi, Lee Wrangler. Now we're coming with a brand and we're selling jeans to French guys, and we're selling jeans to the Americans. We're becoming the hottest brand in the world.
Well, the Guess jeans stomped
Yeah.
out the Levi's. Don't trip.
Oh yeah.
Gus is still popular, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's stomped out Levi's.
I mean, Levi's has been around for so long, and it'll always be around. But so will Guess. But Guess definitely was something that product that a lot of dudes, if they had money, they went and got
But
it.
it's
I went
not
out.
comparable. I mean, we're not comparable.
No,
We're
no, not at
comparable.
all.
I would never. For me, I mean, I would wear. That's the only brand I would wear when I own Guess. For men was Levi's. I mean, it's still kind of. I mean,
Those are a staple.
they're the kings, no matter what. Always will be. And so for me, the 501. I grew up with that. That was my first pair of jeans I ever had. I remember I had to convince my parents to buy a 501. I say, "Are you crazy? I mean, that." It's like a piece of cardboard, and
Yeah. Hey, do you
and I'm talking. I used to shower with it to make sure it fit perfectly, and the whole thing. The whole thing.
do you remember a time where Levi's were so popular that, like, if you were going overseas somewhere, like let's just say Japan or anywhere else, like if you took, like, you could take a box with you and they'll sell for at least like 10 times the price they were here.
It still does.
It still does, right?
Still does. I mean, still there is a big aftermarket for Levi's in all over the world. I mean, Levi's is still like a few $1 billion company, so it still always will be like one of the. It's just as big as for me. I mean, as far as the most recognized brand in the world, you're gonna have Coca-Cola, you're gonna have Levi's, and
Yeah.
Yeah, but Levi's
and insane, so.
the Levi's didn't have the acid wash though. They never came with that.
Yeah, they did not have the acid.
Acid wash changed the world.
Yeah, we had we developed a fabric that was called the Off the Wall, which was kind of like a gray fabric, and which we designed that fabric totally by accident, and because it was a mistake, but it turned out to become like our look. I remember when we were in the 80s, we were doing the Guess jeans with all that gray mixed up with the brown leather, and that everybody wanted to do it, but nobody could get it because we bought the whole production of the fabric from Cornmeals and Graniteville.
That's the way to do it if you don't want the competitors to get it. You got to buy the material all out, right?
Yeah, and special material that nobody can get. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember how many companies tried to knock off that look after you put it out there. When it came out, we were all pretty young, but you pay attention to these things, like, if you couldn't afford these Guess jeans, there's the less jeans over here that are the knockoff of the Guess. But that's that's a compliment to the style you created, because if it wasn't like resonating, if it didn't connect and people didn't like them, they wouldn't be knocking them off.
Credit goes to the Marcianos also, because they had the women's. I mean, listen, we're not friends at all. We don't like each other, but they were geniuses in whatever they had. They had the vision of bringing that whole high-end advertising, the perceived value of the high haute couture design, but for a jean, the sexy girls are wearing the jeans and stuff like that. Plus, they were very talented creatively, and myself, whether I like them or don't like them, I mean, I would not be here without the inspiration of George Marciano, who was definitely a mentor of mine, because he taught me all the great things as far as discovering myself and trying to maximize my potential as a creative person.
Yeah, I would imagine that, like in any industry, it's hard to get along with your competitors, and and sometimes even your partners.
We were not partners, because
collaborators, maybe.
I was a licensee, but it's kind of like the whole idea. I come in, I'm the young kid that barely speak English, that suddenly comes in with no money, and before I know it, I'm making it. I'm pulling out the credit card and buying the Rolls Royce and buying the home in Beverly Hills, and
they didn't
next
like
week
that.
buying the Porsche, and then just the girls and this and that, and the advertise, like all the write-ups and the press that I'm getting, and myself, I'm all.
You think,
I fall in completely. My ego falls in. I believe that I'm like on top of the mountain. It's all because of me. But obviously,
Do you think they were envious because of the success you had with the brand you licensed from them?
I hate saying the word envious, even though that's the right word, but because there's no doubt. I mean, they say, we let go that company for nothing, and then suddenly now the guy's making $5 million a year, and just he's like the big shot, and here we are, we have our own company, and we are 7 partners that we have to split with, and he's on his own, even though he's a licensee and he's paying us, would be better if we get it back. So they tried to get the company back, and we fought in court and millions of dollars. I'm talking about the 80s. In the 80s, I probably spent $3 million in legal fees.
Your lawyers were the happiest guys in the world.
I mean, I was paying $200,000 a month in lawyers, so it's just like, you're talking about 1984, 85, so it's kind of like
Ronald Reagan.
And it was like, I was totally, that burned me a little bit, and it's just and I kept on going and going, and it just, those have been like created some kind of pattern for me in my life, till I had to have a total break in my life, just to kind of for about 10 years and press the reset button, and then I'm at 65, I decided to come back, and thank God, I've been blessed to be going all the way to the top, and enjoying my life. And when I mean getting to the top, it doesn't mean just a financial part of it. And it's just like knowing that I'm waking up every morning with a passion of being able to be as creative as I want to be. And also knowing that, in a humble way and a pretentious way, is that I'm building up a legacy, So it's kind of like it's kind of a bittersweet word because, it's pretentious to say that I could have a legacy, but it's also humbling because if you create a legacy, that means you might not be here to see it, the result. Like you're planting a fruit, but you're planting a seed, but you're never going to see never going to be able to eat that fruit.
You are the seed.
You got the
Basically.
legacy already, and you're just putting sprinkles on top right now.
Thank you. Brother.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
the 80s, man. That's a
So you got
Wow.
legacy. Now you're just sprinkling it.
Yeah. Adding to it.
What kind of music you was listening to back then when you was coming up?
Me, I was very mellow. For me, it was, I don't know if you guys even know Leonard Cohen. I used to Leonard Cohen, Simon and Garfunkel, the Beatles. Not even the Rolling Stones, to be candid. I mean, the Rolling Stones, I started loving them when I came to America, and then and of course, growing through the 80s, I was friend with Billy Idol, and I designed for all the rock and roll. I designed all the jackets for Slash and Axl and Guns N' Roses. I was in the studio with them when Steve Adler was still drumming for them.
Wow.
That's where I was. So for me,
You were there early.
so that kind of like I love all that rock and roll. But for me, it was always like the Elton Johns of the world, and I love all kind of music, and I really got into to hip hop a little bit later, but never got in full speed into it, And I started with Run DMC. I did stuff for, Biggie Smalls, and just lucky enough to be blessed by so many hip hop artists, that have mentioned me in songs and things, like Cameron and Jim Jones, Vado, Dave East, all those people like that. So and now, there's a new wave that has been going crazy. It's the Latin wave, the reggaeton wave.
Yeah.
Where it's Anuel being my biggest supporter, but Bad Bunny and Brr, and and Karol G and all the other Ozuna and all those great artists which are amazing.
legendary.
Yeah, they're very legendary. They're doing big things.
Big things.
Crazy. When you're being creative, designing whatever piece you're designing, are you listening to music, or is it just you focused in?
When I'm by myself, I do it. If I'm by myself in the office, I have my YouTube a channel in front of me, and I'm listening to it. I don't put headphones or anything like that. When I'm at home, I do that. But when there's people, I'm an animal. I'm a machine. Right now at this stage, it's all kind of mechanical. It's like you being a creator. When you write music, you get into the studio. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to take you a half hour or 2 hours or 4 hours. You're going to come out.
Right.
The song is going to be made no matter what.
Right.
Because the path of how to do it. You do this, you don't do that. So it kind of like everybody says, what is the process of creating? I say, I'd like to tell you that I'm wake up in the middle of the night and after I smoke a couple of hits and I just take my pencil and I start writing up and drawing. But it's not. It's just like here, I sit down, I need to create a jacket for a Super Bowl for next year, for this year. I look at all the elements, I put it together, and that's kind of like, and you get your ideas, and basically is try to project your creative side to the need of what the consumer is, and if you're in touch with the present and you're relevant, and the key is to be relevant. You cannot sit in the past and say, and I did that in the 80s. I was successful, so I'm going to stay that. In the 80s, I had my hair all the way long to my shoulder. I'm going to have that. I had my earring. I'm going to have my earring. You evolve with your time, and the more you evolve, the more you're present in the moment, the more you're going to be successful in moving up with the train of the culture.
You got to make a commitment to the moment.
Exactly. You have to enjoy everything and appreciate every moment of it. The good times, and sometimes even better, the bad times. The darker times, hindsight again, because I went through a lot of darker times in the last 10, 15 years. Before I came out of it in the last couple of years, they're probably the most rewarding times that you have, because when you're in the dark, you see very clear, and it's just, I always say to people, when you're going through a rough time, I know you're the only one who's going to come out of it. Nobody's going to pull you out.
You're the one that got you there.
You're the one that got you there, but also enjoy the moment. Appreciate the moment when you're sitting in the corner of the room, all on your knees and just holding and sobbing to yourself, lamenting yourself. Enjoy the moment, because that moment, that's what's going to help you grow and become a better person.
It is a growth moment.
Just like Kobe in the shower.
Oh yeah, he was growing.
He was growing right there.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a good point.
Yep.
That's a champion's point right
Well,
there.
we've said this many times. You know, your failures are your experience. You know, if you're paying attention, you are getting knowledge from your failures.
That's right.
You know, those will inevitably push you to fail less.
Yeah.
Well-
Michael Jordan became who he is because he made so many shots.
Yeah.
And that or Kobe, because he had to make the shots. So people know him for the shots he's made, but not for the one he's missed.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about their path to greatness, it didn't start off easy. I mean, Michael Jordan, he was getting beat up. I don't mean like in fights. I mean like as a player on the floor, he was getting physically, beat up by other teams because there was a strategy. Don't let this guy score. You know what I mean? Don't let him do nothing. And
even Shaq, we were talking about Shaq earlier. We're watching that documentary. I mean, hack a Shaq. I mean, it was a known thing that as soon as you got the ball, say, there's no way you can do. We have to foul him because he's going to miss the free throws. It's just kind of like you have to take, if you know how to appreciate diversity, and you understand that's part of the path of your journey of success, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, the path to greatness. There's a lot of parts of adversity that you got to go through before you get to that. And that's just true with anyone. No one ever gets it easy. There's no way. Because when you do, you don't really know what to do if something goes wrong. But when you've been through the adversity and you had to adjust or overcome this or that, and you get to the success, something goes wrong, you don't panic. You don't catch the anxieties because you've been there before and you know how to adjust. And
it's like, I mean, I had a little anecdote to that, which is kind of like a few days ago. Before I was in Mexico last week, but a day before, I had I'm kind of carry a little cash on me, like few grand on me. I'm like, I like to have that, it makes me feel good. I'm still like old school that way.
Right.
And I come home. And I go through my pocket, the money's out. I said, I've never lost any money in my life. And it was like $4,000, in cash. I said, my first feeling was to panic about it. And I did not panic. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to try to be cool about it and not panic, even though it kept on coming back to my head and not panic. And then the next day, something came up. Somebody came in and bought $4,000 from me and pay me in cash, which is very rare,
Yeah.
And people just pay So I say it's a way of the universe telling me, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got you. You
came
got
back.
covered. I came back right away without immediate gratification.
I had experience just like that too, but not with $4,000. Mine was just simply the iLock from my Pro Tools. I set it down somewhere one day and I was tripping. I was just like, I really needed that. And then I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's not lost. It's here. It's going to show up when you're supposed to have it.
Exactly. So
and I found it.
So I kind of I said, let go. Let not think about it. Let just not. But still bothering me. I was last night. I was at home and I was talking to my wife and I said, but you sure? Where did you have it? I said, well, maybe when we went to the restaurant. Maybe when I bent down. Maybe it just was at the edge and he fell. I said, but it's gone. It's okay. That's fine. Maybe somebody needed more than I did it. And she turned it around and said, is that it? And he was right there next to my sneakers. It was like a big stack. And it was like and I had put in on the outside of the little one, the roll, I just put a $20 Moroccan bill, because of me wanting to support my idea of my connection to Morocco. So,
right.
And so it's kind of like sometimes you don't worry about certain things and things come back,
Yep.
God or the universe, whichever, if you're religious or not, it has a way to reward you. But the truth is, let go. Always let go. Don't hang into the negative. Just move on and get with your time. You know, and
That's exactly it. Because the whole thing is this, right? The one of the number one killers of people is stress.
Yeah.
And when you let something stress you out and create those anxieties and stuff like that, and the chaos that happens in your head, that is not good for the soul. It's not good for you. It's not good for the soul. Not good for your body.
Whatever that definition is that you believe to be success, the people that make it to that thing that they believe to be success
Yeah.
never made themselves the victim. They just
you cannot.
kept going.
Yeah, you got to keep going. Yeah.
You know, you fall, you get up, and that's what it is. You know, and sometimes it's a bit harder to get up, but you try to you fall, get up, but you need to fall in order to know how to get up.
Right.
And appreciating once you get up. Next time you're a little bit more careful. You walk a little bit slower, and you appreciate it the moment. The word is all about, for me, it's all about appreciation. You know, just knowing that you're lucky enough that you're blessed with whatever gift that I've been giving you, or that you're channeling through, but never believing your own bullshit that you're the one that's making it happen. I'm never going to say, well, I'm the greatest designer, I'm the greatest person, I'm the greatest dresser. No, I'm not. You know,
Why not?
I'm whatever the universe is gifting me,
Right.
and if I'm able to be a conduit and make other people happy with whatever gift that I'm giving, and I can pass it on, I'm a lucky man.
That's right. And it's a great mindset to have as well.
Salute to that.
What were we going to say, Hydro?
For like
Say the baddest
the jackets-
motherfucker.
Yeah, straight up. But like the jackets that you've done, and just like the iconic moments that come behind that, the jacket, the picture, the work, and just all that.
Yeah, the way it links all up is pretty dope.
Yeah, it's just like, and I'm sometimes, I mean, I like I said, you know, when I was not feeling well for the last 10 years, and I just came back, I didn't realize, I mean, I had 1.5 million followers on Instagram. I just didn't understand why. I couldn't understand why. And people start coming to me and said, you know, and I was not posting any new pictures. I mean, from 2013 till 2019. And then suddenly I realized, you know, like, I made jacket for Nelson Mandela. I did the original Martin Lawrence jacket. I was in
You forgot.
in
you
Living
forgot.
Color. I forgot myself. That did Guns N' Roses. That was with
crazy.
Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan, the presidents and stuff like that. And then when you start, and when people start coming to me and telling me, you have there is a history. I mean, the culture loves you. We in Harlem, you think you're somebody special, you know, and you know. In a way, like A$AP Rocky really inspired me a lot to come back. And then there was a few circumstances between that, you know, just having let's say Jim Jones and Vado writing a song called Jeff Hamilton, and A$AP Rocky putting me on SIPMs, and obviously when Kobe died, I mean that was the whole thing that put the whole thing, you know, to the next level, because suddenly now they put a face to the person who actually was part of that jacket, and then I never stopped after that. And then the pandemic came in, and never quarantined one day, never had COVID. I was vaccinated. I did a test every week. I was like follow the rules, and thank God, you know, everything worked out okay.
Word
Nice.
up. Hey, you know what's crazy is that you forgot, but the people didn't, and they reminded you, you know, of the dope work and you know how much you've put into the culture and into a lot of different things.
I really was. I'm still puzzled. Honestly, I mean, candidly, I just came. I was in Mexico City for an NBA game, the Heat versus the Spurs for NBA Latin America, and I had like 15-year-old kids, Mexican kids, that were coming to me to ask me to take pictures. I said, you know, the last time I was in business was in 2002, 2004, when Kobe was still playing. Those kids were not born. And how do they know me? So it seems that, you know, obviously a whole, you know, and by me being everywhere, by me being with the reggaeton guys, with Travis, and being with Drake and The Weeknd, and all the hip hop history. So and the Lakers and the sports and NFL. So it's kind of like I'm living a dream in whatever I do, because because I went through such rough times, I don't leave any crumb on the table. So I'm not talking money. This is not about money. This is about me. Make sure that the biggest fear that I have, and I'm 67, like I said, is like, when I'm on my deathbed, I said, I should have done that, and I should
Right.
have done that, and I did not maximize my potential. And it's the first time in my life that I'm starting to think. I said, will I have time to do this? Will I have time to? I really want to do that stuff. I really want to be creating. There's so many projects I have, in the art world or in the fashion world that I want to achieve. But right now I'm pushing everything full speed and working 7 days a week, 15-hour days. I don't care. It's just I'm fueled by passion.
Yeah. Some of the biggest regrets in life are the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the what ifs will always haunt you. Like, what if I had, or I should have, or I could have? All those ruin, the rest, because, you feel like you cheated yourself out of an opportunity to win or, get to another level or whatever it is, So that little voice inside you that tells you, what, take the risk. God, if it's not going to harm you, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's not going to physically harm you, take the risk on yourself.
Yeah, man.
I mean, because if no one else is going to gamble on you,
Passion is
more
high
than you.
octane fuel.
Yeah,
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's all you're only driven by what drives you, what makes you. It's just passion, just loving. When I see the smile of a kid that's just so excited, people say, well, he wants to take a picture. I'm the one that's excited because I see that. I see, for me, by creating a jacket, I'm not doing brain surgery or I'm creating something that I love to do for myself, and somebody, I'm able to relate my taste. People can relate to my taste for them to see it, even though sometimes they can't afford it. But for me, it's a joy when I see that. And sometimes, very often, obviously we're in business, we sell jackets. So when a customer sometimes calls, I pick up the phone myself.
there they call right now. It's like, hey,
Yo, I'm on 10 orders.
I need a jacket.
Put me down for 1,000.
My alarm, sorry.
Too expensive.
I like that alarm though. I'm gonna have to change my. Shit up.
So sometimes when somebody calls me, I pick up the phone. It's not like I pick up the phone. I FaceTime them. And people say, oh, my God, you're Jeff Hamilton. I say, yeah, I'm happy. I just want them. I want to have that experience. Like if I wanted to get a Ralph Lauren shirt and I called in and Ralph Lauren, and I'm not Ralph Lauren by any means. I don't pretend to be, for me, those are like legend of legends. But, I think it would be exciting for me if I'm calling you and I want to get some tip and I want to talk about your music or your weed and Be Real picks up the phone. And he FaceTime you. How amazing and iconic it is. It's just.
Do you see?
And for me to see that smile on them, it just rewards me. For me to do that.
That's awesome.
Yo, Jeff, do you see Ralph like competition? Almost.
What?
Ralph Lauren?
No. Ralph Lauren, for me, Ralph Lauren is the greatest designer of all time. Forget about the Gucci's and the Louis Vuitton of the world or anybody like that.
Ralph Lauren, huh?
Ralph Lauren is for me, it's definitely the GOAT because he knows how, the way he puts things together. Listen, of course, I love
Master.
I love Virgil and I love all the Louis Vuitton and all the European brands. And,
I love me some Gucci.
But Ralph Lauren is by far the greatest of all time.
Yeah, it's clean. Ralph Lauren is clean.
It's very clean.
And in every single style that you want. If you want a Western style, you have it. If you want a hip hop style, you have it. If you want sports style, you have it. If you want elegant, you have style. It's just everything is just.
It never gets old.
It's on every
Never
boat
gets
in
old.
the Caribbean.
It's like it's just really beautiful stuff, and it's just for me. As a model of a great designer, it's him. It's like Tom Ford. People like that. Obviously Virgil Abloh.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong with some Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
But I guess it's all based upon style though, like because everybody has their own distinct style of what they see themselves in. So I guess sometimes it's subjective, like art.
Yeah. For me, I'm not saying that I need to wear Ralph Lauren myself, but I appreciate
What he
I
does,
appreciate the package of how it's done.
how it's done. Yeah.
So certain things like, listen, even Versace. not necessarily my style in the '90s when there was like all the narco shirts and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
but I honestly I appreciate the art of it, and I appreciate the effort and.
Hey man,
Those
that's-
narco
really
shirts.
practice.
Those narco shirts went like deep.
And still going. deep.
Still going. You see those things everywhere.
Bring it.
I was even tempted, like maybe let me get one of these.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
man.
go to Miami, you wear it.
Yeah, you got to go to Miami and wear it. That's right. It's the only place that it looks in place.
Yeah.
Unless you go to one of those.
I'll go to Colombia.
Yeah, go to Colombia. That's right. Or if you go to one of these spots
Yeah, narco shirts are dope.
where they're playing quebraditas. You go to one of those
or
places.
rodeos.
Yeah, go to a rodeo.
Hey man,
Yeah.
Mexican rodeo, boy, it'd be prevalent.
Jeff, I would definitely put you up there with the Ralphs and the Louis and come
Thank
on,
you so
props,
much. I appreciate
man,
it.
props, man.
One thing about my brand is kind of like which is cool in a way is like a lot of people don't know my brand. I mean, sometimes you never heard of Jeff Hamilton, but we are kind of under the radar in a way. It's like certain groups of people know the brand. The public at large that does not necessarily know the brand, but like if you've been in the culture, if you've been in sports, if you've been in music, you know the name, and for me, I'm okay with that.
You've designed pieces for practically everybody. Who have you not got to that you want to get to?
There's one guy I have not done anything yet, which is, and I might be able to do. Talking about the championship. World Cup. I've never designed a jacket for the Pope, so
wow.
him knowing that he's Argentinian and he
That's
wears
right.
a Messi jersey and his robe.
That's
We might make him a leather robe with the Argentinian championship thing.
That would be cool.
That's
right.
As fuck.
Listen,
Pimp style.
That would be the best shit anybody's ever made.
I'm Jewish, but I would do anything just to meet the Pope and give him a hug if I could, because I love this Pope. I think it's just awesome.
That would be very cool.
I'll present him a jacket at least.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you remember your first jacket you ever made, like for like an artist, whether it's like rock, celebrity, just
Yeah, my first. I mean, other than the jackets I made for guests, which were denim jackets, but the first
Yeah.
jacket I made was I made a jacket for myself, and people were making fun of me. Say, how come you're putting your name on the back of the jacket?
How many people wanted to buy the jacket you were wearing?
Not nobody really. I mean,
Really?
not necessarily. People were making fun of me. People were saying, well, it's whether is that your underwear? You have to put your name on the back of the jacket, and we don't know who you are. And I said, it's a brand. I mean, when you buy Versace, you put the name Versace. When you buy like a Saint Laurent, you put Saint Laurent on it. There's nothing wrong with it. And I stooped, and I really was very persistent of keeping my name and being on it, on everything. And I remember having arguments with the NBA and with the NFL because I did the 50 greatest players in 1997. And I put my logo on the sleeve, and they said the logo is too big. I said, well, that's the only way it can go. and they were mad at me because I ended up putting my logo, and I ultimately end up not being in the picture with the 50 greatest players because of that. Though in 2002, when it was time to do the 75th anniversary, they came back to me and said, we want you to do 75th anniversary.
Because all those players loved the jackets and they wanted that again.
It's just, I said, the only thing is, the only condition for me to do the 75th anniversary is if you guarantee me that when I'm going to be, in 2047, when I'm going to be 91, I have the contract to do the 100th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I was this weekend with George Gervin.
And they give you that? They gave you that?
Yeah, they did tell me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
So I was George Gervin in Mexico City because he's with the Spurs, and they were honoring all the Spurs legends and all the Mexican players that played in the NBA. And so I shook hands with Gervin also. I said, in 2047, you're going to be 94.
Wow.
I'll be 91. And I'm going to make you 100th anniversary greatest players of all time jacket. So
that's awesome. The Iceman. You'll appreciate that. That that'll be a highly sought out jacket for like basketball, like you know, people that are like what are they called? It's not necessarily fans, but like they'll collect any basketball,
memorabilia.
any memorabilia,
Yeah, the thing is, you know, those jackets we are only made specially just for the players themselves.
yeah.
So though myself, I mean, I made extra ones like for myself, and I get them to give me the original one, signing them to me, and I give them back the other ones. So so I got Michael back. I got Jerry West. I mean, I got like about probably a dozen jackets back already from those players, just from my own archive.
Nice. A museum.
Yeah, you remember Averex?
Of course, very well. Yeah, it's a great
Classic,
brand.
yeah.
Great brand. Averex, you know, Pele, all those brands that really impacted the culture in a big way. Also, you know, I mean, though myself was like I was still much more expensive than them during that time. So that kind of in a way it set me apart because I was.
It was from the work you put on the jacket. It was just different.
The leather and everything.
And for me, it was not about like, you know, as of today, I feel the same way. It's not about the profit margin. For me, the product, the curse and the blessing is that my name is on the jacket. So I cannot afford just to. Oops, sorry.
Another jacket.
Another jacket. Cha-ching.
Another one.
Shopify. So it's kind of like it's a curse and a blessing because you know you just my name is on the jacket, so my image is on it. So I cannot go out and put up a product that's going to be a shitty quality. You know,
Yeah.
It has to be the right thing, and so in a way, I have to always pride myself in every item. To that effect, in fact, since 1991, because so many people tried to knock me off and everything, I since 1991 I've been signing every single jacket I make.
Yeah.
Even before I sign only the high-end one, I sign every jacket I make. Even if it's a commercial jacket, I personally sign every one of them. And when it's a high-end one, I even give them a piece of art that I create for every single jacket.
Wow. Awesome. That too.
Custom.
A piece of art to go with the jacket. That way that's like a hell of an authenticator. Like if you didn't get the piece of art with the jacket, it's not for real.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I started
That's
that with the 50 greatest players, and we just did a Supreme one right now, which is 43 jackets for them.
Oh wow.
Came with a piece of art, and you know, with the jackets, we have 43 jackets. They put them out in the market, and they sold for 10 grand. 20 seconds, they all sold. Sold out.
Damn.
And now they, on the aftermarket, one of them is just resold for 45,000.
How long does it take you to make one jacket?
This one about 6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Because you got to come up with the
All
design.
43 of them together. The design is not really, the design is the easy part of it.
Yeah.
And the design, I mean, I can come up with 20, 30 different designs a day. You know, I work with my graphic team and I know exactly what I want.
Look at
I
that.
mean,
It's the cut and sew work that
Yeah.
takes some time, right?
Yeah, you see that's limited edition patch on the inside and everything. So
dope.
because every little piece, it's not machine made. It's all hand cut by piece and put together, and it's just a true labor of love, you know. So I'd like to think that, you know, and again that sounds a little pretentious, but that I'm selling more art than I'm selling a jacket because you're cold. You don't wear. You don't wear a Rolex because you know what time it is, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Hello.
but you don't wear Jeff Hamilton because you're cold.
Yeah.
This one's cool though.
That's basically like you said, art on a jacket.
Art on a
art that you
jacket.
could wear.
Yeah, for me, that's the reason why I kind of concentrated on jackets because I felt like a jacket is my shape of a canvas.
Like your
that I want.
canvas, yeah.
That's dope.
That's what it is.
It's exactly what it is. And that is a dope collaboration right there, the one you did with Supreme.
Yeah, it was for me like, you know, well, listen, when if you're in streetwear and if you're in a culture, it's like Supreme is a holy grail. So it's like bigger than Louis Vuitton or Gucci or anything like that. Though there's nothing wrong with those brands.
Really? They're considered Supreme, you think, is above them now?
In the culture.
Well, in the culture, yeah.
In the culture, in the culture and streetwear. You know, coming from the heritage of Supreme is juicy and you know, just and Supreme is an awesome brand. So
Yeah.
What about what about a collab with Rolex where it's a sick ass jacket and you got a little panda Daytona right in the sleeve? Oh yeah.
There you go.
I just did an 80 one. I just did an Audemars Piguet one. I just did some for the 50th anniversary of Audemars Piguet. I just did some jackets.
Oh man, we got to see that. Oh, there's got to be a picture of that when it comes out. That's awesome, man. You've put in some great work, my friend. We're gonna have to have a conversation at some point. I got to grab something.
Bring it.
All right, it is that time. Let's make it happen.
What time is it?
Time for submissions. 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 Time for submissions.
Go Vito.
All right, we got some good submissions today. First one's up. We got Element up in here with some homemade crepes.
This is where they torture us. You know, stoners get hungry halfway through. This is where they do this to us.
Those really thin pancakes.
Is it crepes?
I really
crepes?
love those.
Yeah, those are great.
I still remember the first time I had one was in high school.
I would try them.
I eat all that right there, no problem.
What's your go-to snack, Jeff?
Licorice.
Licorice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's not. Yeah, in America, people don't get. But myself, that's the only thing I never say no. It's black licorice.
Black licorice.
I can, the problem is you go sometimes I go to Trader Joe's in that bag and you open that and the fresh black licorice. I finish the whole bag in one shot. I mean, forget if I get a couple of hits. I mean, even I can go for 2 bags.
Some good kush tastes like black licorice.
Let me ask you this real quick before we get into the next one. Have you ever like taken a few hits and designed a piece after that and kept it?
No, I have not. But like when I start smoking for the first time, and believe it or not, for me, I was so opposed. I mean, I was open to everybody smoking. I never, in my mind, I never did drug, and obviously it was not a drug. But for me, it was like growing up with that. First time I ever smelled it, just to tell you how old I am, I walked in 1973 or 72, I walked into a Bob Marley concert and I saw somebody smoking weed. And I was shocked. I mean, I said, can you believe somebody is doing something like that? I was telling that story to his son. And then, but when I started smoking, I started really getting a lot of my mind racing and feeling like so creative and feeling so many great things going in. And it's just, but I never was able to actually physically design something with that,
Oh man, when you tap into that, I want to see what that is.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
On the next episode.
Yeah.
For bead, will definitely have to be
Oh yeah.
smoke a couple before that one.
Somebody will have to come drive me here.
One short arm, one long.
All right, next.
We got a little street dog action for you guys.
Oh man,
Oh, he's on his game. He's even got the music popping off.
he's outside the Laker game right now.
Or the Clippers, one of the two.
Awesome. And there's 25 of those line up.
Oh yeah, they are lined up.
We accept PayPal and Zelle. And
All of it.
Oh, they went up in price now. They're like $8. I'm like, yo, I remember it used to be
But
2
you
for
say-
$5
say-
on a good day.
With the Cash App and Zelle and Venmo and PayPal, whatever it is, I mean,
Yeah.
the whole thing like on it. Just forget about the cash.
Bring the Tums.
Bring the Tums up. That's right.
Yeah, they all got. They take Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. You
Some
got
of
Straight up.
And we got Smokestack Mac up in here saying, shout to Psycho Les for the Christmas sweater.
Oh, hell yeah.
Squeeze.
Cheers. Cheers. Happy Halla Blaze, no doubt.
Also rocking the Beat Nuts Funky.
That's love. Hell yeah.
awesome.
He's beat up.
That's
All beat up.
He's all beat up.
Hell yeah.
yeah, where's the coquito, Les?
Friday. I'll bring some Friday.
Coquito Fridays. though.
Coquitos Friday.
Coquito and Globito Friday.
Yeah, it's too early in the week to get all twisted. But, yeah.
Goblitos. Next.
And we got Big Thumb Terry up in here saying the wife rolled this joint.
Oh, ow.
With her feet?
I thought that was the stem of a mushroom right there.
It
For a
does
second.
look like a mushroom.
Well, you gonna do mushrooms right now? Wifey needs some practice, and it'll come, in time.
Pedro is available for lessons.
Pedro's
Of course.
available for lessons.
Gotta
That's
get,
hilarious. Who said
Masterclass in rolling.
gotta get her some of them premium tips and them clear glass tips.
Yeah, she needs some funky feel tips.
Yeah, she get that glass tip and life will change.
But I'll tell you what, hey, she did it, and it probably smoked, ugly as it might be. Just keep rolling.
Listen, I
I
mean,
seen gel blunts better than that gel joints.
Let me tell you what, and this might shock some of you, but this looks better than anything Eric Bobo can roll.
Oh yeah,
Right?
man.
Next.
He's up in the chat, just so you know.
I know.
Damn,
That's why I
Bobo.
said it.
Bobo.
Snacks just co-signed me. He said that's facts, B.
Snack said I roll one better than him.
Even
Exactly. With his talons, he can roll the joint better than Bobo. Next.
And we got Bryce up in here saying this is my closet grow today, and I'm on week 4.
All right.
Nice.
Keep on moving. Keep it going.
It'll only get better.
Yeah,
She's looking good, man.
it's coming in.
All right. Excellent. It's going to be frosty.
Send us announcing.
Frosty winter.
And let's see here. We got Hyro up in here saying, shout out to my dog, looking all good.
That's a handsome dog.
Ugly Christmas sweater.
It's killing it.
Yeah, the dog got an ugly Christmas sweater. Ain't that all right.
You ever thought about making a dog jacket?
I have
Love
done
it.
it.
Oh,
I've done
shit.
it, of course. I've done a lot for.
Was it your dog or someone's specific?
I never did for my dog, but I've done it for a lot of special people wanted.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
I did. I remember like during There's a Storm. I made one dog like a big red, white, and blue. During the Vanilla Ice, I did the Vanilla Ice jacket, the original one with the flag, and I just did one for a dog also. Everybody wanted the flag. That was pretty cool. Looked pretty cool. But my dog, just didn't do that before.
He doesn't like the jackets.
She was. I mean, unfortunately, she's not around anymore. But she was like amazing. So
Right on.
one of the greatest moments of my life.
Right
Just,
on. Rest in peace.
greatest happiness.
That's great.
And we got C-Pain up in here saying happy holidays to everyone. Shout out to the table and the THC crew. Check out this dope painting my good friend Clay made.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Sick.
Give that joint a 2.
Yeah, that almost looks like the joint homie's wife rolled. Right?
That
With her
shit-
feet.
And look at that cherry. It's just burning only half the joint.
But I get why you did it like that. It looks more artsy. If you had a perfect joint, it would kind of look sort of stale. That looks pretty cool, though. I dig that.
And next up in here, we got G Breezy saying Merry Christmas to all. And what did this dog get into? What kind of bag?
Edible bag.
Yeah, he got into the edible bag.
The dog's on a moderate dose.
Moderation dose. No, I think the pupils would have been,
Yeah, you guys seen the
or the
squirrel?
pupils.
The squirrel they found in the backyard, like all
Oh yeah, all
eating the mushrooms.
in the portal.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was crazy, man.
Mushrooms. Mm.
I felt bad.
Squirrel wasn't moving.
Even animals.
Squirrels won't get. Change your head.
Yeah.
They want to change the head space.
Do you think they know like we do?
I think in their own way they do.
Yeah.
Right? Do animals know?
Yeah.
They're gonna either do it again or
They
never.
probably
again.
smell how bad it is and they don't want no part of it, most of them. You know what I mean?
People do the same.
Yeah, you're right. Mm,
Hey,
we have.
I remember my Chihuahua got drunk. He knew he was drunk.
Hell yeah.
He knew he was fucked up.
Well, I know that, but did he know he was getting drunk?
Yeah, he was.
He didn't know at first, but once he was faded,
Once it hit him, he knew. He was like,
That's the
"Yo."
thing. If you spill a beer or anything on the ground and that dog's there to lap it up,
Nah, what I did was I had put my cup on the floor by mistake, my beer, and I just walked away. I come back, his head is in there just killing it. And I'm like, yo,
this shit is good.
oh, well,
Good stuff.
it happens.
cheers.
Drunk dogs.
They did that in
New show next week on Be Real TV. Next.
And we got Bubba Kush up in here saying, showing off a couple of fatties.
Damn, that is a fatty.
Holy shit.
Jeff, have you ever experimented with mushrooms?
No.
No?
I heard it's amazing though, but I have never.
In moderate doses.
Yeah, a lot
That
of
is not a
people say
moderate
it's
dose.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I have not. You know, some friends of mine have all tell me you should do it. It's great.
Just weed.
You know,
Yeah.
well, not just weed. Actually, I never even smoked before because I never smoked a cigarette in my life. So I only did edibles, which is very dangerous.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
used to have lemonade. I used to have a lemonade, and I used to mix it up with beer.
Yeah.
And I would drink it, and that would just that would take me there. But right now, I don't have the patience to wait 20 minutes. I mean, I just get a hit and
Couple hits.
and that's it. Like in the next minute, I'm feeling chill the way I want to do it.
Yeah, it's immediate for you.
Yeah, but I mean, like I'm a lightweight. I mean, I just one joint would last me 5 days. You know, so
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You don't got to spend a lot of money on weed, that's for sure.
and I can tell you, I mean, it's like I have so much weed. People can get. Everybody gives me weed
Yeah.
from every angle, which I'm very appreciative of it.
Well, you'll never need it.
Yeah.
You'll always have it.
Awesome.
All right,
And
excellent.
we got Bubba Kush back up in here again saying, made a German chocolate cake for my girl. I stuck an ounce of black cherry truffles in this bitch, he's saying.
So you're basically going to get your lady wasted tonight on some infused cake.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I see what you did with that little weed leaf there. All right.
That's the warning sign.
It's with love. Yeah, that's the warning sign. That's the, hey, babe, this is that kind of cake.
It's funny. My mom asks me now, like, if like anything I bring, she questions it. Like, does it
Yeah,
have
she don't
weed in
trust
it?
you no more.
Yeah, how many times did you dose your mom, Pedro?
Never. I'm trying to dose her, like tell her to consume it, but
Did anybody in the house eat one of your edibles one time?
nah, never. But it's just funny because like I brought some tamales that Anthony brought the other day, and I brought them home, and she like woke me up before she went to work, and she was like, she woke me up just to ask me if they were medicated or not. And I was like, nah, they're not. Just take them.
You know, I'm the only one in smoke today, but because of the contact eye, those tamales, the sound of tamales sounds so amazing right now.
We got some of the best ones, man. I'll bring some for you next time you're close.
Yeah.
Just came back from Mexico from like just 2 days ago. So
Oh man.
Best tamales in the world down there.
And we got Birdie up in here saying he just got his first Funko. Shout to Be Real.
Well, all right.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for the support. Much love.
That's probably the best Funko out there.
Funk off.
A lot of people have them. It surprised the shit out of me on how many people actually got these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many they bring them? Like
Oh,
how
yeah.
many per
I
person?
can't go nowhere without someone bringing
And
it.
you can't find them either.
I don't mind that though. I mean, it is what it is, and it's a good thing. I'd rather it be that way than the other way. It's just the resellers that come.
Yeah.
I'll be like at a spot doing like, let's just say a meet and greet, autograph signing, whatever, and it'll be for something completely different. And some of these folks will show up like 10, 20,
but you can sign
50
them.
for me to sign them so they can go resell. And I had to make an announcement on one of the last times that I went, you know, to do a meet and greet, which was this weekend, and say, hey, listen, if you're bringing a Funko, 2. That's all.
You know, I don't necessarily agree with you. I mean, I think if somebody has 10 and if somebody resells it, it's only help your brand. I mean, it's just like
I was doing it before. I was.
For me, if somebody if something sells for $10 and something resell for $30, I mean, you think I'm mad because of the I sold the jackets for 10 grand, or Supreme sold the jacket for 10 grand, and now they sell for 25, 30, 40 grand. It's all good.
Oh, no,
I think it's just only help the brand to elevate the brand. So if there is a market for resellers to do it, you know, of course you're not making the money, but in a day of, you know, I think when you have if you NFT everything that you have, you might get a commission from the back end. But short of that, I think it's only helping. I mean,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'd rather have this piece sold for $30 than for $10 if it originally was $10. So why not?
Yeah, no. For me, it wasn't the reselling that was the problem. The problem is where they would show up, right? So whenever we go to the airport, there'd be people with like 100 of them ready to go. When I'd show up to the next airport, like getting my luggage, boom, they were at the next airport with another 150 to 200 of them. And then there was one time where we were coming back from a show from Florida, and we had to go through Texas or something like that on the way back, and then come home. They caught up with us at the gate. Like when we got off the plane, these people actually bought tickets to go up to the gate we were at.
You'll be interrupted. Yeah.
Somehow they knew where we were at. Like someone sold the information on what flight we were coming off of. They showed up with 50 right there in the airport, out of the gate.
Yeah, I agree. No, when it does kind of numbers, it's exaggerated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
you see sometimes outside the restaurants, the guys that go on to get autograph from celebrities, and they have like the folder. They have every single celebrity. Pull out the celebrity. If you see De Niro, Al Pacino, they already have like 10 different pictures of them. And
yeah.
And
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I got no problem with people, hustling and doing their thing. It was just the, like the airport thing, showing up with 200 boxes of Funkos, and I'd be there longer than I was waiting for my luggage, signing all the Funkos. It was crazy. But more than anything, it was like, how did you get the information? Like, how did you know what flight I was coming off of, or how did you know what flight I was going out on? It would be crazy, like stuff like that. So that's why I made that announcement so that they wouldn't show up at the airports with that. But like on a meet and greet and signings like that, I have no problem with it because that's what it's for. So
yeah, it's just I know if it's 100, then you should have a private signing.
Oh man, people were coming like five people back to back, 20 Funkos. Like, oh my god!
And it's a network of them. It's not like just random people. It's a network they know, so they come together and do this thing. And I don't mind whatever, do what you got to do. Just it's the places you show up. Like the airport is always like
that's a lot of people's hustle out there,
Well, for me, for anyone traveling, and anyone that's like in entertainment of any sort, we're trying to get in and out. And then we get held up at that point. It's like it's tough.
Both of what you guys say is real. The reality is it's a great thing to sign as many as you can.
Yeah.
But what people need to recognize that are having people sign things is that, there are only so many minutes in the day, and people do have some schedules they're trying to maintain.
I agree.
And there is a level of forgiveness.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can cross that space.
Exactly. You're 100% right. You have to have your own time, and it's okay that you accommodate, but you're not working for them. So it's kind of like what we all agree on.
Yeah. I mean, we don't work for them, but we kind of do, right? Because what we do is for them. It's for everybody.
Right.
Well, it's a reciprocal event.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality of it. But, in spite of the team effort between the artist and the fan, there is actually time on the clock.
Yeah.
There's a amount where everybody's comfortable, everybody's still cool, but when you're like pushing the boundaries,
once you get into 20, like
now you're testing the clock at that point.
Yeah, you do. Look, there was one time I made this one guy work for it. Like, I kind of saw him. I wasn't sure, but I knew if I caught eye contact with him, I was going to be signing those 100 boxes, right? So I tried my best not to. I just looked straight ahead, and I was like, okay, if he's going to get these signed, he's going to follow me where I parked at, because I drove myself for this particular run. So where we landed, the terminal we landed in, where I had parked, it was a walk, and I didn't mind doing it because I was going to make him earn those signatures. And sure enough, he followed us close to right when we were about to enter where I had parked. And he finally came to, hey, yo, B, can you sign these? I'm like, you followed me this far? Hell yeah, I'll sign those. No problem. That was dedication, and I appreciate that. That's respect.
Well done. Like Jeff said, too, it's at the end of the day, it's reinforcing your brand, in many ways. The fact that, because I used to always make fun and have fun with the guys that would be signing stuff, and selling on eBay or whatever like that. I would always have fun with them in the beginning. But now I'm like, I'll do it because I'm like, man, you're getting money for my name?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm saying that's a big hustle right now.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people, that's what they doing. It's called a flip game. They flip
Yeah,
it. They flip it.
imagine. Listen,
Imagine the opposite side of it, that nobody asks you for it.
Right.
So
and your name could be worth nothing, and then
exactly.
what?
So
If you could
So, but
flip my
that
name.
happens
If you
to
could
me. I
flip
mean,
it, flip it, man. Get
I
that
people
bread.
I sign every single jacket, and yet when somebody has a jacket and they meet me, of course they want to take a picture, which I'm flattered, but they also want me to sign it again. I said, but it's signed. No, I won't record you signing it in front of me. So
Yeah, that's
And a video.
we get that. Yeah,
And a video shout out.
And a video shout out.
and a video shout out. All right, next.
We got a couple good ones here too. We got walking in front of horses for the Instagram.
Now, do we think this is green screen here, or
Hell
is
yeah,
this
dude.
real flip right here?
Oh yeah, it's green screen. Till she got plowed.
Oh, she got plowed. That's not green screen.
Here it goes, coming right here.
that's green screen to me.
Boom.
It does look green screen till that horse cracked her.
I still think it's green screen.
It could be.
Nowadays, it's probably-
If they had it in real time, you
It's
know.
green screen there. Look at the shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's.
I think if it was real horses, they probably wouldn't have hit her. Because horses be,
Well, that horse hit her. If it was real,
if it was real. Is it real?
is it real?
Is it? Is it?
No, because the horse doesn't look like it actually ran into anything.
Look fake as fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Look at her shoulder here. Look at her shoulder here. It's the first thing that gets connected. Bang.
Then all the other horses behind it are kind of stopping too.
They're like, all right. I can't, like, it looks kind of real, but it also looks kind of fake. So, I don't know. All right.
She's not that bright.
Yeah, if she was walking in the center, come in the middle of them horses rolling,
Yeah.
that's pretty
And in slow motion.
yeah,
For TikTok.
to go viral.
Right.
I don't know. That didn't look like pretty girl activities.
No.
No, that's Miracle Whip.
But we're talking about it.
Yeah,
You killed it. You
She made it.
totally murdered it.
all right.
Got a little wedding action for you guys.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. See,
What?
you're wildin'.
That was his first wedding pop.
Oh my god.
Look at everybody still partying like it didn't even matter. Yeah, everybody's like still partying. Like he just shot his gun. That's crazy, Uncle Willie.
Grandma right next to him, too. Look.
Yeah, he straight made that like, auto fire.
I mean, why?
What about the people upstairs, bro?
Yeah, what about
the people
upstairs?
Holy shit, dude.
Just murdered a family of 5.
That just means
Floor one.
he's happy, man.
So is the family. They didn't stop partying. They just closed their ears. Like, damn, that's
Barely
loud.
closed their ears.
It's like fireworks.
That's a dickhead move, right?
Straight up, Grandma came in for a dance right after that. Look at her.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm ready to get my dance on.
Oh my god.
And next, we got a little wide motorcycle trying to fit in between traffic.
Grandma did just roll with it.
Oh, you big dummy.
Oh man.
He had the lunchbox in the back.
Oh,
That's why.
that was a horrible move.
Two of them.
Now you limping because you made a bad decision.
Horrible move, because that big ass bike fell on him.
The
yeah,
That's a
lunchbox.
heavy ass bike right there.
That lunchbox.
Test.
He almost got his head grape.
I would imagine that his leg is fucked up.
Oh, it is. Look at him.
that.
Once you get that swerving, it's a wrap.
Well, no, he hit the car hit him.
Look, boom,
See,
look,
yeah,
look.
nah, he
Once
hit
you
the
once
car.
you
Yeah.
He
doing
drove
that,
in. He drove into that
He
car.
drove into the car. That's what happened to him.
Yeah, you gotta know your.
well, this guy kept going.
Hey, he's lucky that other car didn't roll over his head.
Yeah. I got lucky, yeah.
The car was already in front of him, if you pay attention.
Hey, motherfucker.
He tried to get in there.
Yeah.
You should
The
have.
car was just driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, the car had nothing wrong.
He's doing too much with that big motherfucker.
And then they're gonna try and blame the fucking driver.
Nah,
Yeah, that was his fault.
because
Not on-
that
not on that video.
Not on that video.
Straight up. Evidence says.
Evidence says
But
you
if
got greedy.
Yeah, it's
And he-
fucking traffic.
he-
Relax.
He didn't judge the space properly.
Yeah.
I know that leg hurt though.
He made that wrong choice that day.
Yeah. All right.
We got Steph Tone putting up the star on his Christmas light or a Christmas tree.
Yeah. He's about to get. Look at that chair.
Yeah, no, this doesn't look right.
That is a bad setup.
This looks, yeah, this.
Oh! Crushed it.
And he brought down the tree. All
Look at that
work.
kid at the bottom. Look at the kid at the bottom.
All that work.
Wow.
The kid's like holding the chair right there.
He's on the table.
Wow.
Yeah, chair on the table.
Everybody in that household was pissed off.
He just took too much time. He needed to just drop that star and get down. Too big for that chair.
Yeah. Oh boy.
You didn't even need to touch that. Look.
The savior was supposed to. The kids were supposed to hold the chair. Right?
Yeah, it's the kid's fault.
The kid's getting crushed.
I told it to hold the chair.
It's the kid's fault.
He's getting smashed right here.
It's probably today's generation.
You didn't even
Back
see him.
then, don't make the kid do
Look,
it.
there's a little jerk that happens. Look.
Video cut off because that little kid's arm got cut off right here. Watch.
Guillotine.
You don't see him go to that because that was a bad look after that.
Yeah, that dude's pretty heavy too.
He's big. That's 300 pounds right there.
On top of a chair.
All right.
Top of a table.
Damn.
And next up in here, we got a dolphin versus a paddleboarder.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was tight.
That dolphin's like, fuck you, get out of here.
They did that on purpose.
Hell yeah, he did.
Can't you see we're rolling? That's he's
You're my way, fool.
You in my hood. The ocean.
Yo, get out my way, fool.
This the ocean.
It's the ocean, bitch.
dolphins are smart as fuck. You see how he went sideways on him real quick?
Yeah. Oh man. They say they're the smartest ones in the planet, I think. They have a higher percentage that they have access to their brain.
The orcas are.
Oh, orcas.
Orcas than dolphins.
That's crazy.
And next, we got losing your camera on a plane.
You big dummy.
Oops. Oh.
Or cell phone.
Yeah, we saw it, dude.
What a jerk.
We saw it.
That's the face.
You're no Tom Cruise, buddy.
You big dummy.
Did you guys see that footage of Tom Cruise
Yeah.
jumping out the plane
That looked green screen.
or the helicopter, whatever he was
That's
in?
right. Acting, Gary.
That was not
Acting.
That was not green screen, buddy.
It looked green
He
screen.
he jumped out of a plane, buddy.
You think that camera's gonna survive?
I'm gonna go
It
with
hits
Pedro.
the
What
floor?
what camera?
That flew out his hand.
No,
Phone was
no,
gone.
that
Oh, no.
camera's not
Right.
surviving. No.
Should have had on that little wristband.
Might
with
land
it.
on some grass or something. You never know.
So wait, Pedro, you thought that the Tom Cruise thing was green screen?
He's an
I
actor.
thought it was green screen.
That is not
I
green
looked at
screen,
it
buddy.
'cause
Oh yeah, that's green screen.
That is not green screen.
Like they just have a big ass fan just blowing like
He's known for doing his own stunts.
He's known for doing his own green screens.
It's just to me what didn't sell it to me was the camera. Like the camera's too stable for that.
Yeah, the
What do
camera.
you
And, like,
mean?
he must have jumped off.
This
at the
is
same
Hollywood.
time.
Are you
He's
crazy?
holding on to the other guy. They're holding on to each other. Then he lets go.
Yeah.
That's why it's so stable, because they're
and he-
holding on.
Ultra stabilized lenses. Hello.
Yeah, stabilized
Look.
lenses.
That looks too smooth.
Well, he hasn't jumped yet. He's just hanging out of the helicopter.
I think he has a selfie stick attached to his leg.
Yeah, like right now, he got the fan from under him blowing up, so the wind's going upwards.
Yeah.
There's just a giant green
All right,
screen.
Pedro.
But on his toe, he has a selfie stick attached. That's what it is, yeah?
Yeah.
He destroys it.
Whatever.
Where's the cell phone
There's the
footage?
shadow of the cam op right there.
Yeah, you'll see the shadow like right here.
Yeah, see?
Oh, they just put a piece. That's a ceiling fan right there.
Then he
They
lets
just
go.
All right, you see that's a little bit more believable.
You didn't see that yesterday?
No,
Oh, no, man.
well, I
He-
seen it and then I was like, "Oh, this is fake." Then I just scrolled past it.
No, he
I didn't
jumped
see, like,
out.
the second half.
I didn't see that shit.
No, he's crazy like that.
Hell no, that's just like watching someone on the space station.
No, man, he does crazy shit like this. This is what he do.
Tom Cruise, man. I never knew he was in The Outsiders. That was pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah. It was an all-star cast. They weren't stars yet, but they all turned out to be. All right, next.
And that seems to be it.
Thank you for the submissions. Keep them coming to BeRealTVContests@gmail.com, and we will run them like you saw today. If they didn't get on the day you send them, we could get them on the following day. So just stay with us and lock in. If you haven't smashed that like yet, go ahead and do so. If you're not subscribing, subscribe. Crack that all notification bell so you can get down with the content we're dropping Monday through Friday. All right, and most importantly, share it out. Tell your friends. Don't bogart this. Pass it around like some good weed. We're here with Jeff Hamilton up in the house.
Legend.
And, we salute him. And we're about to open the doors to the Insane Asylum. That means our live chat to everybody that's new to this. So if you got a comment, question, shout out, suggestion, let's go.
There's somebody in the asylum that wanted to see Vanilla Sky. See that movie. That's a good movie.
Welcome to the Insane Asylum.
All right, we got Bill up here in the Insane Asylum saying, Jeff, you should make your own YouTube channel.
That's right.
Have you ever thought about that?
I've been asked, this, it's already just dealing only with Instagram, with all my amount of work. I don't have the time to do it. So if I had somebody else doing it, maybe in the future, maybe I could do it. But I don't have the time to do it, though I think it's a pretty good idea.
Oh, people would love it.
I think people just want to see the process. That's all.
And we got Soil and Green up in here saying, Jeff, were there any times you felt like giving up but pushed forward anyway?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not like I was thinking of giving up. I totally gave up. And just, like I said, it's a miracle from the universe that 2-3 years ago, different circumstances that pushed me into just making it back. But for all purposes, I had given up. I mean, I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. I mean, it was a very, very dark time for me from 2015, 2019, really difficult time for me.
And we got Prime Gaming up in here asking, does Jeff have an online store?
Yes, I do. It's on the link is on my Instagram at Jeff Hamilton. It's called jeffhamiltonshop.com.
And next up in here, we got Juan up in here saying, yo, just checking in. This guy looks like the Tulsa King.
A boss.
Is it a compliment or is it an insult?
It's a new show that Sylvester Stallone is doing on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays this guy that was a mafia guy going into Tulsa, and now he's taking over.
There you go.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Another one.
You could go, hey, yo.
Yo, word up.
Adrian. Yo, Adrian.
There it is.
That's good. Adrian.
Tulsa King.
Stunt double.
And we got Honey Bunch of Slugs up in here saying, we need Greenthumb Christmas ornaments.
You know what? All right. I'll look into creating some Greenthumb Christmas ornaments for y'all. Just for y'all. Next year.
And we got Twackalack up in here, and he's sending us a little super sticker with the high five.
High fives back to you, bro.
And we got Twackalack up in here again, just saying yo.
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 Hey, yo. Yo.
Hey, yo.
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 Hey, yo.
And we got Twackalack again up in here saying Cypress Hill jacket would be dope.
I will not disagree.
I would not disagree either. That's legend.
Black Sunday 30-year anniversary jacket. We should talk, my friend.
We just did the 30th anniversary jacket for the Martin show. We only did 30 jackets. We numbered them 1 of 30, and that's it. We only made 30 jackets, and so that's what we should do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would be down with that.
That would be insane.
We will. Yes, it would be in the brain.
In the brain.
And let's see here. We got Null Tor up in here saying, Jeff, that coat you're wearing is fucking nice.
Yes.
That's the first time I heard a curse word, man. You guys notice?
Yeah. We went through the whole show without
cursing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Do I have to take a shot or what?
I feel
No,
like
we're way past the time.
Bring it.
Even yeah, you're right.
Crazy.
All right, next.
And we got Rome 559er up in here saying, "What's up to the whole table? Want to give a big 20th birthday shout out to my daughter Cassandra."
Happy birthday, Cassandra.
Happy birthday, Cassandra.
Cheers. Happy birthday.
Party responsibly, even though you probably won't. You should.
Wait one more year,
Yeah.
and then you can get effed up.
Yeah. There you go.
And we got Keith Herring up in here saying, "What are y'all smoking on today?"
I forget what we're smoking on today.
I'm twisted.
I believe it's OG, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably some OG, yeah.
Some good kush.
And we got Nicholas up in here saying, "What's up? Happy Tuesday to everyone. It's another dope-ass episode of the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Thank you."
We thank you very much.
Cheers.
Awesome.
And we got Bud Rich up in here saying, "Jeff Hamilton, fresh as fuck. With those jackets are going crazy."
Yes.
you.
What's that, like a sheepskin, right?
It's from sheepskin, yes.
So,
It's warm.
And we got Ron House up in here saying, "How about the 1800s Levi's that sold for $120,000?
That's crazy.
Well worth it.
Never been washed once.
That's crazy. It's a lot of money.
That is.
It doesn't seem a lot of money when you think about like a jersey of Kobe just sold for $2 million.
Oh, yeah. For
And
sure.
so when you're talking about what I mean,
It's crazy what shit'll sell for. There's a bottle of whiskey in Scotland that goes for $240,000. Just the bottle.
No liquor in it?
Yeah. It's liquor. I'm saying for one bottle.
Oh, damn.
Those are the most expensive shots you're ever gonna have.
Your life.
Yeah. Yeah. You can only get that bottle in Scotland.
Like the Paul Newman Rolly.
Paul Newman Rolex. So yeah.
So his OG Daytona.
Paul Newman, yeah, 1962, 63, yeah.
7 million or something like that for the watch.
17 million.
17 million.
And that was 5 years ago.
Oh my
You seen that horse that just sold for like 9.7 million or what? I think 10.
Yeah, racehorse.
Yeah,
right?
god damn, 9.7 million. That
yeah.
thing ramped up. It started at 1 and by the end of the video, 9.7.
Yeah.
Crazy.
17 million for a watch.
Yeah.
And we got Weedus up in here saying, "With all the greats out there, there's always going to be copycat versions."
Yep. That's true.
It's a flattery in a way.
Bootleggers.
Yeah, the knockoffs are, what do they call it? The best form of flattery?
Let me win the lotto tomorrow. I buy the 20 million.
You ever seen a Jeff?
I give him more.
Bootleg?
A lot, all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it all the time. That's the reason why, like I said earlier, in '91, I'd start signing every jacket and try to create level of bells and whistle to try to make it sure that when you get the original one, is a real deal.
Official.
So we
Authentic,
even
yeah.
stepping up. Like every day, I come up with different ideas. Whether it's the packaging, the bag, the signature, the special buttons, and to a point, like even some, like I mentioned earlier, the art piece.
Yeah.
To some of the new projects that we're contemplating, we are actually videotaping me signing the actual jacket, and we're giving the mini video to go with the jacket. At least you have the full authenticity.
Yeah, that's dope right there because there's no way you can knock that off.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And next up in here, we got Juicy Jules up in here saying, I love his NBA variety or varsity jackets. If I was a dude, I would be all over those and buying them up."
We're doing it for girls, so all the girls are wearing it as well.
Coming soon.
No, they are right now.
Oh, they're already out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Bring it.
And big happy birthday to GLA Rain up in the super chat.
Happy birthday, Ray.
What's up, Ray? Happy birthday.
And we got Red Skywalker up in here telling everyone to hit that like button for free tacos to fall out of the sky.
That's right. If
Taco
not, poof.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And next up in here, we got Eddie Lopez saying, "Thank you for having Jeff Hamilton on the show. I'm a graphic designer with a creativity block at the moment." He's saying this episode was truly inspirational. Saludos to the Treehouse crew and the table.
Damn right. Jeez.
You know, when it comes to blocks, those are things we create for ourselves. You got to manifest it in your mind, right? In your subconscious that you will never have a block, that blocks are impossible to be able to, push past that, because realistically, it's all what you tell yourself. I had a block one time, and I missed out on one of the biggest songs that I ever could have had due to that block. But it was because I blocked myself. And when I realized that, I told myself, it's like a manifestation practice. You could look in the mirror, or you could just repeat it. I'll never have a block again. I'll never have a block again. And just keep saying it until you believe it, and you'll never have that block again. Trust on that.
It's my big dick, and I'll fuck when I want to fuck.
All right. That works too.
And I want to say shout out to Drew is sharing. He's rating us with a party of 158 in the Twitch.
Well, all right. Thank you. Salute to GF. Healing vibes to our bro. His hip surgery went well, and he is in recovery. So, the legendary Godfather.
Morphine is one hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Godfather.
Nos.
Salute.
Nos.
There he goes. The legend. You ever make any jackets for the wrestlers, WWE guys?
Yes, a lot. I did. My first WWE guys were the Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Doom.
Animal and Hawk.
That's right.
All the way through DDP and Goldberg and Austin, and I'm doing right now. I'm doing a lot of jackets for Swerve Confident.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of stuff for him, and
Hell
yeah.
Leo Rush, all those guys.
You touched every culture pretty much, from the athletes to the entertainers to the musicians.
Sports.
Yeah.
All the stuff you love.
All the things.
Yeah.
And we got Faya Ute up in here saying, fighting against the flu and the show is definitely a spirit and health booster. Saying much love and more blessings to the table. All the best in your future plans. Jeff, one love.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And to you.
healing vibes to you as well, man. Thank you for being here with us. We're glad we could be of service.
And that seems to be it so far.
Word up, man. We know more come as we go, so we'll take them. We also got the mix show coming up later after this at 4. So right after this, Psycho Les and myself gonna be on Twitch right here.
Right after.
So tune in if you want to check out some mixes and some cuts and things like this. People that are watching us on Twitch, just stay locked in. We're going to start right after this. And for all those on YouTube and Discord and at BeReal.tv, come join us if you got a Twitch account. And if you don't got one, make one and come join us, because we're going to pop it off. And we invite all y'all to be a part of it. And we salute all y'all. There was something on here. How about a woman broke into Robert De Niro's home in NYC. The Godfather caught her red-handed, and
banged her.
And he banged her. Then he would have been arrested after that.
Yeah.
Called the popos, and off to jail she went.
Damn.
I wonder if she knew, like, did she know it was Robert De Niro's crib, or did she think it was just some random crib she broke into?
How did they get access to that? Like, was it like a skyrise apartment, a house?
Probably Tribeca somewhere. That's where he lives.
That's crazy.
Yeah. A chick breaks into his crib. Yeah.
She had to know.
Christmas presents. Oh, wow.
Stealing Christmas presents.
That's whack.
Yeah, I heard earlier in the day that the lady even had like a giant sack to put all the Christmas presents in.
She didn't give two shits about it was Robert De Niro. She came for them presents.
She was shopping.
She was shopping.
There's probably some good presents in there.
I'm surprised
Holiday shopping.
someone can get into a place that he lives.
For real. Imagine it's just all like props. The real presents are somewhere else. So people would just put them up as decorations. Who knows? But I doubt they're decorations, man. Fuck.
That would have been really fucked up. She broke into the crib and stole all that shit, and it was all just decorative stuff. There was nothing.
Wow. Popcorn.
You know the type of shit that you would get if that story got out, like while you were locked up? Everybody that was locked up with you, they would be giving you the shit for that.
Not worth it.
Well, it's not that it's not worth it. It's fucking stupid.
Confetti, mad confetti and stuff.
You know.
You seen those?
That's karma for you, though, right?
You seen those people that do those? That this dude kept getting his package stolen, so he made this thing where he leaves it outside the porch, and whoever takes it, it records it. And it's basically a glitter bomb, and he just records the reaction and just uploads it, and it's just a viral sensation every time it happens. So it's just like a setup. You just have it outside, and then if anyone takes it, they're getting a glitter bomb.
So it's triggered right when they touch it.
As soon as they pick it up?
Yeah, no. When they open it, because it's still wrapped and all that. It's meant for like people that basically go to your porch and steal those deliveries. So homeboys just made like this little one. Yeah, this look, and it just records their reaction.
That's not much of a.
Oh, but this is like one of their first models. Right now they up the ante. Like right now they got drones that fly out that have little glitter bags and just dump it everywhere.
And they even have some that have like fart spray built into it. So as soon as you take this off, it starts spraying fart spray.
That's just crazy.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Or leave them boxes alone.
Don't get them boxes.
Fuck them boxes.
Yeah. I was watching it. Was it yesterday where we watched dude just totally play himself in the ring cam at his in-laws crib? That was disgusting, man. Yeah, it was one of the worst things. Yeah, man. The things that the ring cam catches.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
It's crazy. Like, especially if you live in, one of the crazy ass neighborhoods out here. There's this one thing that got put up from a ring cam where these two dudes walk on this front lawn of some old lady's house, and they just cold start having like a straight up shootout with some other dudes down the street that you don't see. You see these dudes firing at some other guys that they're firing back in them, but you never see it. But it's you never see the other guys. You just see these two dudes, and it's crazy because they're
on their porch.
Yeah, on a porch or on the lady's front lawn. They don't even live at this lady's house. They just happen to like, this is where the beef starts. You see them walking, and then they turn around and pull out and start unloading on some dudes down the street. It was the craziest thing, but I mean, these ring cams are catching a lot of different stuff.
Left and right. It caught, coyote attacks and like just
paranormal stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever encountered any paranormal stuff?
No.
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 Do you believe in it?
Oh man, show them something.
Not necessarily. No.
No, you don't believe in the different energies.
No, I believe there's energy. I believe that there is like what we call, I believe there is like some old souls and ghosts and stuff.
But
like
you've
that.
never
I've
encountered it.
Never encountered it. No, I believe a friend of mine actually had a beautiful home in Los Feliz, and could not sell it because there was supposedly some ghost in it, and it was a famous house actually in Los Feliz, and it just never could even rent it out, never could do it because people would go in and they would feel all kind of weird experience. And he tried to stay there, and he told me, and the guy is not like a bullshit. I mean, the guy is like for real. He's a really good friend of mine. He told me he experienced some stuff. No, I believe in old energy. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in old soul coming in and helping you and watching you for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I would imagine that when he first heard about it from like someone who was staying there, he didn't believe it. He probably was like, they're probably just trying to get out of the lease or something.
No,
right?
he just bought the house. He just bought the house. He couldn't believe he bought it for so cheap. And then he just realized it was like, I don't even know the name of the house. It was like, actually recently just was able to sell it, but it was like they had to be a tear down because nobody wanted to have anything to do with it.
So they had to tear down the actual house.
It was a beautiful home,
and
right in Los Feliz, right here.
And they're rebuilding it.
Yeah,
probably some bad things happened there.
Yeah,
and
but there was a bunch of murders that happened there. There was a lot of big story. It was really super negative energy floating around there. So
yeah, you got.
I don't know the detail because at one point in time I said, well, let me look at the house. it's sitting there.
You got to cleanse the energy in places
and
like
he said,
that.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
I forgot who told me, but I remember they were like, they told me that they wouldn't get like a used car ever, like based on the history of what the car's been through.
Yeah, like that's something that I
Right.
subscribe to. You know, like I would never buy a used car, but even before, I was in a position to be able to buy new cars. I wouldn't buy a used car because just the energy that you don't know who it was driving the car before you got it,
Yeah.
right? And what kind of energy they created for themselves, because everybody creates energy in their own space. It could be negative or it could be positive. And if
Right.
it was negative and you don't know about it, a lot of negative things could happen to you and you can't explain it. Like why am I having such a run of bad luck?
Yeah.
It's very real. Like someone with bad energy could say, you know what, Pedro, I know you need this hat right now because it's raining outside, but here, take my hat. And you don't know. It's just, you know what? He's giving me a hat. It's raining outside. Cool.
But the worst energy you can probably communicate with somebody is through food. If somebody is very negative and you're sharing food with somebody on the same table, it's a much faster conduit than anything else. Or like a drinking or something like that. So it's kind of like,
it's true.
it's like the water is probably the biggest conduit of goodness and negative energy.
That's reality, right? They always say, like when you're doing like the family get-togethers and the food is made and it's delicious, it's because it's made with love, right?
Right.
And that kind of food is nourishing.
Breaking bread.
Yeah, but when you're in a place where someone that's actually making the food is in a bad place, someone usually gets sick.
If I'm having a dispute with somebody and they want to get together and they want to have, I never say, well, let's meet for lunch and discuss it. I'm not going to do that. Or let's not have a drink for it. Let's just meet in an office and let's just do it. if we
Right.
have to. But breaking bread is something kind of like sacred for
Positive vibe. It's supposed to be. That's why, we were talking about reality shows as, a couple days ago and how they're set up with some of these shows where they'll have a group of people and they're supposed to interact and they know that 2 or 3 or maybe even just 2 aren't getting along and they're supposed to, and they want to catch the interaction between the 2 people that have heat against each other because that's where all the ratings are, is the drama. But it's a set up thing where it's like, okay, always one of them will come to the table and say, "Oh, I got an event we're gonna do. We need an event that we need a reset
situation." Yeah.
right." And it starts off cool, but then it turns into a situation between the 2 that might be getting along, and then it ruins the whole vibe for the sake of ratings, obviously. But it's like you said, when you're at a table and you're breaking bread, it's supposed to be sacred and positive.
I was offered to do some reality show, which I turned down. Like I say, well, we're gonna get you a beautiful, spectacular office. When I was especially during the negative time, and we're gonna hire a bunch of girls and a bunch of guys. They're all gonna be interns, and they're all gonna fight against each other. Or you're gonna be the dad, basically trying to honest. Not my vibe.
Yeah.
Myself. I'm not. This is not Big Brother here.
It's not worth it, man.
Yeah, because it's very much set up for the drama.
Yeah.
Because if if everything's too perfect, people watch for so long and then they get bored. It's like,
It tells you that the audience feeds off negativity. The more negative they see something, the better they feel about themselves because they say, here, we're better than that. We're not as negative as that. So it's how you project yourself to try to
And they always
elevate yourself.
They always promote the negativity.
I'd rather
also.
just, yep.
Yeah.
Whenever they do a commercial with the girl throwing a drink or some shit, that's what they'll promote as a commercial. So it's like,
so much more beautiful just to be out there and inspiring people and motivate people, and people feel like the biggest compliment was somebody said, I'm a designer, I'm a graphic artist, and you inspire me to motivate me to do something. It's just kind of like very rewarding for me when I see a young kid who's a designer. I just I want to help him out. In any way, any tip I can do. he's not going to compete with me. It's nothing about competition. But if you can inspire something, it's like your way of sharing to the world, And if I can share my knowledge and my know-how, it's my honor and my privilege to do it.
Word up, man. Well said. We want to thank Jeff Hamilton for sitting in with us on the Dr. Greenthumb show. And hopefully it's the first of many times. And, man, we want to thank all y'all for watching and spending this time with us. You can catch this on the replay on Apple Music and Spotify under the Dr. Greenthumb podcast and everywhere else that podcast exists. All right. So thank you for the time and love. Jeff, you got any shout outs?
Just thank you to you guys. I appreciate the love and just blessed to be here with you guys. And any invitation that's towards me, I'll be here. I'm only a couple of blocks away. I'd love to always come and chop it up with you guys. It's just a privilege for me, and obviously being a big fan of yours and for all those years. And
likewise,
knowing it, it's just a privilege for me to be sitting at the same table with such great guys.
Word up. Thank you very much, man. Les, you got any?
Yeah, shout out everybody on the check. Shout out Jeff, for coming through, dropping some gems on us. Get ready for this mix, man. We're going to jump right into it. Psycho Leezy, Be Real. And that's it, man. It's Tuesday. Squeeze.
We just got a couple super chats yet. We got Hybrid Cypher up in here saying a massive happy birthday shout out to G. Lorraine. And we got Callie Blaze up in here saying shout out to Jeff Hamilton for being one of the most iconic hip-hop fashion designers ever. And Callie Blaze is wondering if he'll sign his Gus jeans, which are the knockoff Guess jeans.
Gus.
And shout out to everybody else, Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. Ray Morning Shot Film. Shout out to the Dominator. And what's going on, Steph Tone?
Yo, what up? Yeah, shout out to Mark Sargent, Karen B, David Weiss, our bro Dro, B, Jeff Hamilton. It's nice to meet you. Awesome. Psycho Leezy, Bolton, Ray, the Dom, Aton, Javi. Y'all have a great one. All the Insane Asylum 5150s, Twitch Wars, the Discordlies. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you this week on Friday.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff Hamilton, for stopping by. Salute to everybody watching. Pass the show like some good weed. And stay up. You can follow me at Vote for Dro.
Word up. Check out the Dr. Greenthumb locations when you are in California and experience the flavors. We'll put up the addresses at the end. Love is the key. You know it. Unlock it. Live with it. Bathe in it. Clean yourself in it. Don't put no negativity in that wash. Don't put no hate in that wash because it don't live with positivity. All right? You can't live one without the other, but you could stay focused on the positivity more than the negativity. When they say you can't, believe that you can, and you will. Swallow that.
BeReal.tv